A really powerful example of the idea of changing two orders of magnitude. Here's a really cool site by Carrie and Michael Huang, htwins.net. In the lower right hand corner is the scale 10 to the 0 means 10 to the 0 meters or 1 meter. So the scale here is, here in the center, this circle has a diameter of 1 meter. You can see that humans are 1.5, really tall people are maybe 2 meters tall. So we're going to look at a human, the height of a person, that's 10 to the 0. Let's zoom out to 10 to the 2, where this distance would be 100 meters. First, let's go out by a factor of 10. Keep looking at the human. So when we go out to by a factor of 10, so here we are, and the scale now is the same distance that we had before. Imagine that where that circle is now 10 to the 1, or 10 meters. So the human is now 1/10 that it was before. Think of this human here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember, the human was about that tall. Now, focus on the human as we go out by another factor of 10. Looking in the lower right-hand corner and glancing back at the human, there's the human. We're now at 10 to the 1.3. You can still see the human barely. And when we get out to 10 to the 2, the human is just a speck in there. Now we can start all this all over again, because now the factor is 10 to the 2, or 100 meters. So the scale here now is 100 meters, and redwoods amazingly can be almost 100 meters tall. So now let's look at the redwood, and the scale is 10 to the 2, and as we go look at the redwood, we're at 10 to the 2.5, 10 to the 3, so the scale here is 1,000 meters, and we can still see the redwood, that it's really tiny. And as we go out another factor of 10, looking at the redwood, you can still see sort of a speck there, and then it's gone. So whenever you go out 2 orders of magnitude as far as length is concerned, you can't distinguish the difference between the redwood and anything tinier than it. You can't distinguish between the redwood and an ant and a human being. And let's say a speck of dust. Speaking of speck of dust, let's go into the other, let's go back. Here we are back at around 10 to the 0 with a human being again. Let's go into the other extreme. Let's go try to find, here comes a hair, human hair. So here we are at almost now 10 to the minus 4, and 10 to the minus 4.0001 meters. And that's, now we're seeing a human hair. As we go out by a factor of 10, looking at the human hair, now we're at 10 to the minus 3. You can still see the human hair. At 10 to the minus 2, you can barely see that human hair, and now it disappears. And now looking at the coffee bean, 10 to the minus 2. Here we are at 10 to the minus 1. Again, 10 to the minus 1 means that, remember that circle that was there, the distance, imagining it, the distance across here would be 10 to the minus 1 meters, or 10 centimeters. And then coming out by a factor of 10, coffee bean is disappearing, and here we are back to the scale of 10 to the 0. That'll give you hopefully a good idea of what happens when you zoom in and out by powers of 10 as far as length is concerned.